All right, this is the laboratory. This is where Brandon actually cuts the wood, makes the guitars. There's Brandon Jones. All right, show us the machines and show us the case for the magic happens.
My disc sander, my spindle sander. I use those to clean up the bodies, and, you know, and outside perimeters of whatever I build. This is my bench where I do all my assembling and pre-plotting, all that fun stuff. This is my, it's a drum planer. I love this machine. It's a giant sander that sands something perfectly flat. There's a spool inside of here that has a sandpaper on it, and as it spins, and this moves as a conveyor belt, pulls it underneath it, and it makes it all an adjustable or a certain thickness. And then I can adjust that thickness with this wheel here. So if I want to plane out a guitar body to be exactly 1 3/4 inches, I can do that with this machine. It's great. This is my favorite drill press in the world.
Almost looks like it's part of the other machine.
It is magical. Made by the same company, made by Grizzly. I absolutely love that company. They make great tools. This is my joiner. That is also a Grizzly. And my bandsaw.
Made by who?
I don't know if you know this, but Grizzly makes good tools. If you come over here, I've actually got a little combo unit that is a belt and disc sander. It's also a Grizzly.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is.
And wood stores here, you keep them somewhere else? Or you tapped out on your stores?
My wood storage that I have.
Oh, I see them now. Duh.
Here's some of the stuff that I have drying at the moment. A couple of bodies that I am in the process of working on. This one's going to be really awesome when it gets finished.
Oh my gosh.
This is all inlay work. The background, all the black line work at this point has been carved in with an X-Acto knife and then filled with black epoxy. So when I do go to do my staining on this, I'm not going to get bleed out from one edge to another. And now I can actually make the background the blue and the orange grates in the floor and
That's awesome.
have it all messed up.
And I love Star Trek. So when you dry your wood, about how long?
Honestly, I try to dry it as long as I possibly can. Good rule of thumb is 6 months for every ½ inch that the wood is. I try to keep it longer. The wood that I made the Joe Perry 1325, the van guitar out of, that wood was close to 15 years old. Air drying here in Las Vegas.
Wow.
So I know that when I made an instrument out of that, it's dry.
It's not going to move.
It's not moving. It's not shifting. Because I mean, even when I order wood from, you know, Stu Mac or you know whoever I get my stuff from, when I get it here and I have checked it with a moisture meter, its moisture content can, depending on where you get your wood, can be almost 20%. And when I dry stuff here in the shop here in Death Valley and just let it do its thing, that moisture content gets down to a single-digit number and like ridiculous small.
Wow.
You know, so.
Yeah, Vegas is hard on guitars, but I bet building them here is great.
It's the best place to try to dry out a block of wood.
Is this looks like furniture? Are these going to be made for guitar?
Some of this I'm kind of repurposing and trying to figure out other stuff for. Some of this we've actually got some body blanks over here. So you can see that these are alder right here. Pull one of those out and kind of see what we're working with.
I'm an alder fan.
But this one I got just back in September, so it's about a year old at this point. But still not to the point where I'm ready to use it.
Well, thanks, Brandon. There he is. Brandon is a fan of many pop culture shows, would you say?
Pop culture's my icon.
All right, brother man. Thank you. punchy. How's it? This is Mundo, masked up with my brother, Brandon Jones, Made on Earth Guitars. That's the name of his company, MOE, on the headstock, Made on Earth Guitars. And we're going to talk guitars and his life as a one-man luthier, right?
Sure.
So this is beautiful. It's light. It's super punchy just now playing it. Just going through a Fender Pro Sonic. It's his amp and my pedal board, one pedal. Let's start with this.
Okay. This one was actually the second one that I made. This is my very first inlay right there ever. That's the one that started it all. All of my guitars are, not all of them. I've come to be known for more of my inlay heavy work. So that's really what started it right there.
Wow.
As cool as that is.
Little yin yang.
So this is kind of a special guitar to me. The first one that I built, the gentleman that was teaching me to build, John Taggart, awesome dude, love him to death. He did a pretty fair amount of work on the first one. He did the paint on it, and he did a lot of pointing and do this. You remember how we did this? So this one's really special to me because I felt like I did pretty much the entire build, minus the paint. So this guitar is really special to me. That was my #1 guitar for years and years and years until I built my Waterbed guitar.
I have a Waterbed guitar, and we're going to have to do a video on that in the future.
We'll have to talk Waterbed.
We're have to talk water, yeah. I'll tell you what I like about them. I like the headstock. I've loved the logo.
That is my favorite configuration. Unfortunately, I can't offer that to the general public because Ernie Ball has decided that they like to patent that and throw lawsuits at people who do that. Reverse it and do a 2x4 or a 3x3 or 6 in lines, but unfortunately, unless it's just for myself, I can't do the 4x2.
Interesting. How old is this guitar? Since you said this is the second one you built?
Yeah, I want to say I built this one in 2002, 2003? Yeah, 2002, 2003.
One of the main reason I'm asking you is because I think it's ingenious since I've known you. You do this little... I'm not using it right.
Yeah.
You want to explain this?
I don't even have a name for it. I need to come up with something for it.
I call it the branded.
It's like the beer bottle opener hook or the butt cut. It's been called a million different things. But I picked up a jam one time and I really liked how the jack went in this direction onto the guitar. Because when you sit down on the couch, it's not stabbing into the couch and jacking away the position of the guitar and making it hard to play. So I wanted to kind of incorporate that, and I always noticed that as players, they usually would throw their cord through and then stick it in their jack and then yank on their cord. And
here, show me what you mean.
Yeah, here we go. So normally a musician would, take their cord and stick it in from the rear. Oops.
I did the same.
Stick it in straight from the rear and they would plug in and yank on that cord, right? Well, the thing is, this screw is only in the wood about that far. And to me, that's kind of fragile. These are usually expensive, and this is our paintbrush. You can't have something happen to this. So I wanted to do something to kind of secure it. And I liked having that vertical thing. So I thought, well, what if you came in from the front instead of coming in from the rear, then plug in. Now if I tighten up my cord, it actually is supported by the body.
That's cool.
Now if I step on my cord, it's pulling on a big chunk of mahogany instead of my electronics and yanking those out, or on my strap button and yanking that out. So to me it just stabilized everything and made it cool. And it also directionalizes the cord to keep it behind you.
And it's comfortable because a few times in his shop he's like, here, try that. And you're sitting like I am now and putting in different directions when it's done, and I don't feel nothing.
It hides it, it tucks it into the instrument and just makes it something that you can play it, sit on the couch with it,
And then you are known for your inlays, but you're also known for your electronics.
Yeah,
to me.
Yeah, I like to do kind of exaggerated electronics. I want to keep it as simple wiring concept wise as absolutely possible, but give the player the most options possible. And I don't want to make it overly complicated. I love the old BC Rich guitars, but some of the old BC Rich guitars that the bottom end of it looks like piano pedalboard, you know, where it's just got switches. To me, that's brutal to do to a piece of wood. I like to see it, and I just think putting all those holes in it is a bit much, and it makes it a bit complex and hard to understand. So I try to keep my controls, you have one for one, you know? Like this one is a dual volume guitar. So you've got a volume for your neck and a split for your neck. A volume for your bridge and a split for your bridge. A standard three-way.
Standard three-way.